Thanks to modded QR codes, more players are getting the MSG than ever before. Unfortunately, those aren't likely to be around for much longer, so today we'll be talking about how to upgrade and duplicate the MSG without using those codes. But first, let's talk about how you can upgrade your gaming experience. Our partners at Apex specialize in building custom gaming PCs tailored to your specific needs. They give you full control of every aspect of your build, from the components like CPU, graphics cards, and RAM, all the way down to things like fans and custom lighting kits. On top of that, all PCs come with a 2-year warranty, a dedicated system engineer for any issues that you might run into, and loaner PC coverage should you need to send yours back for any reason. And for those who aren't looking for something fully custom, they also have a wide variety of pre-built gaming PCs like the Gold, Streamer, and Streamer Plus. And as a cherry on top, all PCs offer affordable monthly financing options, so you don't have to pay the full cost all at once. So start building your dream PC today, and don't forget to use code Suishi at checkout for an extra 3% off your Apex gaming PC. Now back to the video. First up, we're going to go over duplicating the MSG using Mineru, since it's both the fastest and easiest of the glitches that are in this video. To do this, we'll be using a glitch called Mineru FE, and all you'll need to do it is one weapon to sacrifice for each time you want to dupe, and of course, Mineru. So first things first, equip your sacrifice weapon, summon Mineru, and hop on her. Drop your equipped weapon, then pull up Fuse and highlight it. You need to make sure that your camera is at an angle where you'll be able to see both the weapon and the fuse trail while your menu is open. Now you need to press Fuse and then very quickly afterwards press plus to open the menu. Next, we need to watch memories according to our fuse state. If you see this fuse trail, 2 memories. No fuse trail in a green item, 1 memory. No fuse trail in a gold item, no memories. Once you've watched however many or few of those you need to, close the menu and your weapon will get entangled to Mineru. If your weapon doesn't move, then you can just go back to this timestamp on screen and try again. If your weapon ends up fully fusing to Mineru, you need to go back to the beginning of this chapter in the video and try again from there. Once your weapon is entangled to Mineru, hop down, pick it up, then dismiss her. Once you close the menu, your weapon is going to disappear from your hands. This means that it's successfully desynced. You can confirm this by checking if it's still showing as equipped in your menu. Now, you just need to drop your MSG, pick it up, and then drop the equipped weapon again. On the second drop, it should fall to the ground as a new copy of your MSG. And that's all there is to this. If you want to dupe more using this method, then you can just jump back to the beginning of this chapter and run through it all again. Next up is upgrading your MSG using WST or weapon stat transfer. For this, you'll need a melee weapon you can fuse to, a handful of steering sticks, and your donor weapon. This is the weapon whose stats you want to take and put them on the MSG. The only stats that will transfer are the fused material, the upgrade modifier, and the current durability value of your donor. For maximum damage, you'll want your donor to have an attack up plus 10 upgrade and 1 durability. So once you have all of that, make your way to the Akala Citadel ruins. When you get there, head over to this slab right in the back. For those who already know how to set up Portacull, go ahead and set up a Portacull weapon, then just skip ahead to the timestamp on screen. However, for those of you who know Portacull but are on the Switch 2 edition, I recommend still watching this next part because I'm going to go over a new fuse storage method that is more consistent for your version of the game. So for everybody else, it's time to learn fuse storage. Equip a weapon, take out a steering stick, and push it up against this wall. Now highlight it with Ultra Hand, walk back over this line right here, then hold L to bring up the ability wheel and hover over fuse. This next part is where it's going to get tricky. You need to release L to swap to fuse, then after a very short delay, push the left stick forward to turn Link around, and then press Y to fuse. This is probably going to take you a few tries to get right, but if you see the Y fuse prompt on screen flash white, chances are that you've likely done it correctly. If the steering stick is fully fusing to your weapon, it means you're turning around too early. You need to give a bit more of a delay between releasing L and pushing the left stick forward. Once you're confident that you've done that right, it's time for cold fuse. Sheath your weapon, then press minus to open the journal and watch one memory. When that's done, press plus to swap to your inventory and move to your weapons tab. Now drop your equipped weapon, swap to any other weapon in this tab, and then close the menu. If your fuse storage was done correctly, you should see the steering stick jump to where the weapon is on the ground. Those two are now cold fused together. If your steering stick didn't jump, then pick the weapon back up and start over from the timestamp on screen. If the cold fuse was successful, unequip your current weapon, pick the one up off the ground, and mount the steering stick. Once the animation for Link mounting that steering stick has finished, open the weapon quick menu with D-pad right, change to a different weapon, and then start mashing B to dismount as soon as you close that quick menu. You may see Link start to clip when this happens, but he should ultimately dismount the stick on the ground like normal. If you do end up clipping through the ground, just try and avoid the cave walls while out of bounds and void out in the water below you. Make sure that you are dismounted from the stick so you can actually land in that water, otherwise you'll just clip straight through to the depths. Once you void out in this water out of bounds, it'll just warp you back above ground and everything will be where it should be and you can just continue. Once you're dismounted from the steering stick, you'll need to either mount Mineru or a horse or another steering stick or anything like that to regain access to your ability wheel. Now just swap the fuse and fuse our original steering stick to a shield. This shield is now a Portacull shield. Very important, you need to make sure that this shield never fully enters your inventory. If you pick it up without allowing it to auto-equip, it will completely revert to normal and all special effects will be lost, meaning you'll need to make a new one. So be very careful with that. Now that you have your Portacull shield, equip your MSG and come stand over here. You need to put Link's back to the wall and try and find a position where you're able to drop your Portacull shield on the ground, but not able to drop your MSG. You're probably going to have to wiggle around a little bit before you find just the right spot. But once you're in place, equip your donor weapon, then hold L and hover the map rune. For this next part, we're going to be using the D-pad menus to interrupt our map from fully opening. For every one of these D-pad menus that we need to open, you will be able to just mash the button to make it much easier to actually bring them up in time. If at any point during this process your map opens up before I tell you to let it open, then you need to go back to this timestamp and start over. So having said that, for the actual steps, release L and immediately open the shield quick menu. Drop your Portacull shield and immediately mash to bring the shield menu back up. Equip a new shield and immediately mash to open the weapon quick menu. Swap to your MSG and close the menu to bring the map up. Press plus to swap to your inventory and move to the weapons tab. Drop your MSG and close the menu. When you do, your Portacull will drop to the ground, but your MSG should not. Now just swap to any other weapon to finalize the transfer and your MSG will be upgraded. Now, while we have this Portacull set up, I'm also going to show you how you can use it to duplicate the MSG. This is going to work almost exactly the same as with WST, but instead of finding a spot where you can drop your Portacull and not drop your MSG, you need to find a spot where you can drop your Portacull, but not the weapon that you're turning into the new MSG. Once you find a spot that works, equip your MSG. Now just follow the exact same steps as before. Interrupt the map with the shield menu, drop swap your Portacull, then swap to the weapon menu, and this time equip the weapon you want to turn into a new MSG. Then just let the map open, change to your inventory, drop the equipped weapon, and close the menu. Now this is where it's going to get slightly different. You'll need to turn around so your back is no longer against the wall, then drop the equipped weapon. This will finalize the dupe and drop a new MSG to the ground. And that does it for this one. Thank you to this month's channel members. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time.